From Eyewitness News, this is breaking news.
And that breaking news from Southwest Bakersfield tonight, where a shooting has left at least one person injured and sent a local football game into chaos. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Rochelle Murcia.
And I'm Michael Patterson. The shooting happened near Independence High School as a football game was underway tonight. The Bakersfield Police Conference is giving a press conference right now. Let's listen in.
Individuals that were in this altercation, which ultimately resulted in the shooting.
Any idea if the shooter and the suspect knew each other?
We have no information regarding the relationship between the shooter or the victim at this point.
And the suspect is still on the loose?
That is correct. The suspect is still outstanding at this point. So if anybody in our community has any information regarding this incident, no matter how big or small, please contact the Bakersfield Police Department at 327-7111.
Now, I have a quick question. On the way out here, obviously, we listen to scanners. We heard reports of an additional shot spotter in the area. Was that from the initial shooting, or do you know if there's a second gunshot fired after the initial shooting?
I'm not aware of any shot spotter activations in the area. However, based on our preliminary investigation and where shell casings are located, it does look like there may have been multiple locations within a relatively close proximity where shots were fired, and that may be what you're talking about right there.
And the shooting happened exactly where?
The shooting occurred just south of the football field, inside the gates of the football stadium, however, outside of the internal chain link fencing of the football field.
Was the game going on at the time?
The game was going on at the time. Good.
Game related?
Don't know at this point. That's a good question, though, Connor, but we'll absolutely put that out there once we know it. Awesome. Thank you, guys. If you guys want to hang out here, get some B-roll real quick. Once you guys get your B-roll, they will ask that you guys step back outside.
With the Bakersfield Police Department, they're wrapping up a press conference on this shooting at the Independence High School football game earlier tonight, where we are now learning at least one person has died in that shooting.
And we're also finding out that the suspect at this point in time has not been apprehended and is still on the loose tonight at this hour. We're seeing some footage there of the aftermath of that shooting, sending people running, of course, scared and creating chaos at that football game, the opening football game for their season. So, and we've seen a lot of these images before, even on social media, of people running out. So let's go ahead right now. We had Michelle Roldan out there. She was listening into that press conference, and so she'll be able to tell us a little bit more about what was said and what she's learned from the people that she's talked to out there. So let's go ahead and turn things over now to Michelle Roldan. Michelle?
That's right. BPD tells us that the shooting is confirmed and the victim was a 17-year-old male who was shot to the chest. Now, that victim was taken to Kern Medical and pronounced deceased. There is no further information as to where the shooter is, but they do say that they don't believe this is an active threat to the community. Now, they are also going to continue to monitor this. We have a lot of patrols out in the parking lot as well as the streets nearby the school, so make sure that you limit any activity in this area if you do plan to drive by, as they are continuing to monitor this. Now, they said that the reports of the shots fired were after 8 p.m. and there were multiple rounds of shots fired. Now, there is no number or specific number of individuals that were involved in the incident, but as more information continues to come out, they will continue providing that for us. That's all I have for now, but I'll send it back to you guys in studio.
All right, Michelle, thank you so much. Of course, we'll stay on top of this too and let you know as soon as we learn more. And because high school football, we do have crews at games all throughout our area, as we did at that Independence game.
Our photographer there capturing the immediate moments of the chaos that followed those shots being fired. Take a listen.
Sarge, my brother, you hear me? Please protect the Sarge. In his name, amen. Okay, all right.
And obviously a terrifying situation there, and what was supposed to be the start of another amazing football season here in the Kern County area, of course, sidelined by this violence here. You could see players running with fans through there. Seriously terrifying situation. Now, you can watch more of that raw video right now on our YouTube page. That's BakersfieldNow.com. And following the shooting, our crew's capturing this moment of support from the game at Bakersfield Christian High School as players and coaching staff from both BCHS and Faith Lutheran in Inglewood kneeling for prayer at the middle of the field during the game's halftime.
And as we mentioned, this shooting taking place on the kickoff of the 2026 high school football season. Hometown sports crews were out covering the other games tonight as well, and Greg Kerr will have those highlights tonight at 11:15 over on KBAK CBS. And stay with us and stay informed. We will be following this situation both on air and online. For updates, download the Bakersfield Now news app. You can also visit our website anytime for continuing coverage on this and other breaking news.
Well, new here on Eyewitness News at 10, a heartfelt TikTok by the daughter of a Bakersfield man who lost his leg has gained attention on social media as he asks the community to help her father regain his independence.
It's a life-changing moment that came after a difficult year for the family. Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Rodon has his story and how you can help.
A few months after buying a new pair of sneakers, Jose Antonio Villafana finally wore them.
Y anduve, mire, todo el día.
I put them on and walked around all day, and I was happy. Then I got home and took them off. When I took them off, I felt such a tremendous pain in the bottom of my foot.
The pain got worse, and Jose soon woke up with severe sores and blisters. He waited days before telling his family, fearing he would be a bother.
Then a day came when I said, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't take it anymore.
When Villafana's son finally took him to the doctor, he was told he needed an amputation. That day changed his life.
Having to depend on others even for simple things that are easy to do, you know, like driving or getting myself somewhere, it's very difficult. It's very hard for me.
He tells me he loves music, dancing, and helping others, making the loss of his leg even harder. His daughter, Marilyn Campos, says the family was already grieving after her mother, Villafana's wife, died months before his amputation. Now, Villafana's children are helping him rebuild his strength to meet his goal of returning to what he enjoyed doing most.
I would really like to go back to work where they care about me so much. They miss me.
Villafana worked as a parking supervisor at a medical center in Los Angeles for almost 40 years. To help him get there, Campos is turning a childhood family tradition into a fundraiser.
Parents always had a yard sale almost every time that they could.
The family is holding a flea market Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. with clothing, household items, electronics, and more for sale. The money will help pay for Villafana's prosthetic leg, which the family has been told costs $8,900 out of pocket. But Campos says you don't have to necessarily buy anything to help.
Even if it's not to buy anything, but just to come and meet my dad.
It was another day of triple digits, and we're expected to see some more this weekend and the following week, so be prepared for that. Luckily, temperatures have since dropped from today. You can see that right now in Bakersfield, it's currently 89. Over in Shafter, it's 85, 81 in Wasco. Taking a look at Arvin, it's 87 and 73 in Tehachapi. So we're seeing a lot of 80s, 70s, and a few 60s out there. Definitely will continue to cool down as we go into that morning of Saturday at around 7 a.m. You can expect to see those low 70s, but we will quickly warm up by 1 p.m. to those mid-90s, and we're expected to hit those triple digits, as I said, at around 3 p.m. and 4. So make sure you plan your weekend accordingly, your Saturday. If you're planning to be out tomorrow, just make sure you have loose-fitting clothing and some sunscreen and stay hydrated. I'll have more later on. For now, back over to you, Michael and Rochelle.
Thank you, Maria. Well, we have an update tonight on a deadly crash on Highway 99 that killed 3 people last weekend.
The California Highway Patrol identified 44-year-old Jamie Rodriguez of Tulare as the driver of the BMW, traveling the wrong way when it crashed just after midnight Sunday north of 7th Standard Road. Investigators say the BMW hit a Honda Accord and a Chevrolet Colorado, causing the Honda to burst into flames, killing 3 people.
The victims are 41-year-old Vanessa Wetmore, 20-year-old Kylie Wetmore, and 16-year-old Chloe Wetmore, all of Bakersfield. CHP is still investigating, including possible charges. And Highlands High School football team went 2-8 last year, but they are excited about the new season to turn things around, starting at Porterville.
Eyewitness News reporter Steve Virgin caught up with the team before they left and found an interesting connection between the head coach and one of his star players.
It's game day, the beginning of the Friday night football season, and that includes game faces. It's a time to reset. For some, it's a time to give the ultimate effort for the senior year.
RJ Davenport is closing a chapter this season as a senior at Highland, but seemingly a book ends for RJ in a different way regarding his coach, Mike Gutierrez, who also coached RJ's father, Randy, while at Foothill High.
It's really astonishing like that Coach G is still coaching to this day, and like he was able to coach me because like I'm a goofball really, and then like coach my dad who is like a hardhead. So like I feel like it's like a honor almost like to be coached by Coach G.
Mike Gutierrez is in his 23rd year of coaching, his 13th with the Scots.
I was 19 when I started coaching RJ's dad, and coached him on a JV football team and JV basketball, and just kind of saw him grow up as a young man. And they don't want to admit it, but they're the exact same person. And they're both just great human beings, great athletes, and so I consider myself very fortunate to have coached both of them.
RJ says he wants to be humble and stay ready as he plays multiple positions during his final season. The Scots went 2-8 last year with a loss to Porterville. Senior quarterback David Farrow is not about statistical goals.
I'm into team goals, so we just want to make a big run in the playoffs together and win some games. Do things we've never done before.
Coach Gutierrez shared his description of Friday night football.
Oh, it's special. I mean, it's this town makes it special. It's just such a great community that kind of rallies around each of their school and their areas. And then seeing these young men work so hard all year, and then the excitement they get to do something that they love, and just the memories it creates for them.
There's still some old school in today's game. Like LL Cool J once said, it's the sport of kings. Better than diamond rings, football. Reporting at Highland High School just before they leave for Porterville, Steve Virgin, Eyewitness News.
And coming up here on Eyewitness News at 10, a former election official sent to prison could soon advise a California county. Why Kern County is now part of the conversation. And later at 10:30, a proposed Hollywood merger could cost thousands of jobs as industry veterans already out of work say they may be forced to leave the entertainment capital of the United States.